Hi guys, good morning, and in today's YouTube tutorial we will take a look at one of the most commonly asked questions, which is how to choose the right Renko box size. Now, as you might know, there are two ways of setting up your offline Renko charts on the MT4 platform. The first is by making use of a fixed Renko box size. This could be 5 pips, 10 pips, or 20, or whatever you can imagine. The second option is by using an ATR. Now, the problem with the ATR based Renko box size is that when the ATR values change, your Renko boxes are redrawn again. So this means that whatever horizontal support and resistance levels or moving averages or any other technical indicators you use on the chart are all redrawn. So how do we overcome this? And is there any simple way to choose the Renko box size? Now, in this article, I will be taking a look at a couple of instruments. So let's start with the Aussie dollar. You're looking at a 1 hour chart, and as you can see, I've got my Renko live charts EA. So I just drag and drop onto the chart, and I set the ATR based boxes to true, and I select the ATR period to 24 and the time frame of 60, which is 60 minutes or 1 hour. Now once I click OK, I can open the offline charts, which would show me the Renko box size for AUD USD based on the ATR setting. So I need to look for a 2-minute chart, which is right here. Okay, so this is what you get at the moment, and the Renko box size. Let me add another indicator so that I get the values directly. Okay, so I'm using the Renko Trade Assistant. Sorry, that was the wrong chart. Okay, so we're looking at a 13 pip Renko box size. Now 13 is an odd number. I would rather prefer to use maybe 15 or 10. So therefore, I would revisit my AUD USD 1 hour chart where the Renko EA has been placed. I switch the ATR to false, and I'll set the Renko box size to 10 and see if it is of any help. Okay, so here is the 10 pip Aussie dollar chart. But let's take a look if the spreads are kind of eating into the chart. Okay, so I've got my bid and ask lines. As you can see, the spread is about 1.3 pips. So okay, maybe I will have to reset the my targets and stop loss levels, bearing in mind the 1.3 pip level. But probably it would make sense if I just added 5 more pips and made it 15 pips. And this makes a lot more sense. So there you have it. The Aussie dollar fixed Renko box size is now 15 pips, and it makes a lot more sense. Now, what about an instrument like the FTSE 100? Well, you do the same thing again. Drag and drop your Renko offline chart generating EA. Select your ATR to 24 or 60. In this case, let's switch to a daily time frame. Use the ATR to true. I will switch the ATR period to 20 and the time frame to 14400. 14440, sorry. And let's see if what Renko box size is printed. Okay, so this is the Renko chart for the FTSE 100 based on a 20-day ATR, which is 94 pips. So now I'm going to switch back to 100 and I'm going to change the ATR value to false, and I'll start with 50 pip Renko chart, which is about 5 points. And again, I will switch the show ask line, make the grid a bit more dark, and there you can see that the spread is actually quite wide. So I go back and change it to a 10, and still you can see that it's a bit too wide. So keep doing this until you find a decent Renko box size. So I've got a 25 pip, and let me put in the spread and see. Okay, so it's 4 pips or 4 points, and I've got a 25 pip FTSE chart. This looks fairly fine to trade, but just to get a better overview, I will change it to 300, which is 30 point, and yeah, here we go. So this looks a lot more smoother, and the Renko chart is also populated with decent history to run your indicators. Now let's take a look at the yen crosses. You follow the same procedure. Go to a 1 hour time frame, select your ATR to true, 24, 60 or whatever values you wish to use, and let's go to the offline chart right here. I'll throw in the Renko Trade Assistant indicator, so that's 15 pips, but is it any good? Let's take a look by changing the grid and also displaying the ask line. And the spread is 0.015 pips. So okay, this looks fairly fine. Yeah, we've settled for the USD/JPY for 15 pips. All you need to do is go back, switch your ATR to false, change the fixed box size to 15, and here we go. So you've got the USD/JPY chart, the offline Renko chart with a 15 pip box size, and it also has a fairly decent history as well. Okay, so this is how you do it on the MT4 chart. Let's see what happens when we use the Renko charts from Tradingview. Okay, so this is the Tradingview chart, and you're looking at the dollar-yen offline Renko chart. This is the daily, and you've got 0.25 pips here. Let's assume that you don't really know what Renko box size to use. Simply click on settings and change the style to ATR and set the ATR length to a value of your choice. It could be 14, 7, 20. So here it shows me that the Renko box size is 0.949. Seems a bit odd number to use, so I would move back to traditional and select 0.95, which gives me a fixed Renko box size, and this is what I will be using. For those of you who are pro account holders, where you can view the intraday Renko charts, like 15 minutes. Obviously the value that you've selected doesn't make sense, so you can either play around with the values or go to the ATR method to find the right Renko box size, which here shows 0.078. So I will switch it back to traditional and 0.8. So here we have the fixed Renko box size for the dollar-yen on a 15-minute chart with 0.08 pips. Now you can follow the same procedure for any instrument of your choice. Let's take a look at Apple. And let's switch the time frame to daily and select the ATR value to a 20-day setting, and it shows me that the ATR is 1.77. So I'll probably use 1.5, and this is the chart that I get. So if I had to conduct any technical analysis, I would be using a 1.5 point Renko chart for Apple stocks. The same can be done for the futures markets as well. Let's take a look at E-mini S&P 500, where obviously 1.5 doesn't make any sense. So I would go back to the ATR. It shows me 9.75, which looks fairly decent. So you've got 9.75 right here, but due to the length of the box size, the Renko boxes are kind of small in terms of history, so I will probably shift it to 9. Not much. 5. Okay, so here we go. This is the E-mini futures with a 5-point Renko chart. Let's take a look at a couple of commodities. Gold futures, GC1. Now gold, you can pretty much play along with the box size that you want. This is the chart that I get for a 5-point gold futures chart. That's GC, not to be confused with the spot gold, which is XAU/USD. Let's go to the ATR and it shows 14.5. So switch back to traditional and start looking for 10. Now one of the factors that you need to bear in mind is that each Renko box size is 10 points. So that's 1335.1 and 1325.1. Now it's up to you to decide what box size you want to use, because obviously if each Renko box size is about 10 points in difference, then your position management and your stops and your target levels need to be considered as well. So if you were trading with say, I don't know, $1,000, and if you're looking at trading gold futures with a 10-point Renko chart, it's going to be a bit risky, especially if your stops are, say, maybe a couple of boxes higher. That could quickly eat into your bottom line equity. So guys, this is the most simplest way to choose the right Renko box size. Just make use of the ATR values, and once you find a base number, you can then play around with the Renko boxes of your choice. So I hope you found this tutorial to be helpful. Feel free to ask me any questions in the comment box. Thank you and have a good day.